By now, a lot of your favorite YouTubers are probably discussing it. I have already done a video talking about when the rumor, I guess, first sort of broke, if you will, that the Marvel Cinematic Universe was looking to possibly cast both Magneto and Professor X, but not as themselves, going out of their way to try to find somebody that's, let's say, what's the word y'all like to use? People of color, persons of color. Silly term, by the way. So I already discussed that. You're going to see a lot of YouTubers that are talking about this. Most of them sort of zeroing in on the Magneto thing. I think that's the one that's gained the most ground. Now, the first thing is that it's a rumor. But you got to understand rumors. You got to understand how industries like this work. Sometimes the rumors do come out of nowhere. I will admit that. Oftentimes they do. But in a lot of times, it's like sports, they do this as well, where they'll send an idea, leak it, sort of on purpose. Not because they're actually going to do it, but to more so see, they're entertaining the idea, but to see how the fans would then react to it. So I don't think this came out of nowhere. Certainly when you consider Victoria Alonso, you consider who else? Kevin Feige, and this whole idea of diversity being seemingly the next push going into, I guess, this next phase in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, Magneto, Black Magneto, which is what people are saying, you know, that's the rumor. People have thrown out names like Denzel Washington. You already know what my position is. It's stupid. But I want to really let you know why it's particularly stupid and what these fools are doing. And I'm going to echo some things that I've already said before. Absolutely. But I want to make sure that you guys understand where I'm coming from. I'm not just some deranged, mad YouTuber that just does videos to be mad. This is something that I am heavily invested in. If you actually watch this channel, I'm not a guy that just is involved in so many different fandoms. Comics, if it's one thing that I know about, it's comics. And I've been a fan pretty much all my life. And I now live in an age where outside of the bigger heroes, the Spider-Mans, the Batmans, the Superman, we're starting to see, because of the rise of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, rise of social media, a lot of comics are being paid attention to by the mainstream comics, not just a niche thing anymore. Though comic books, I would say going to the store, yes, that part is, but certainly because of the movies are popping, particularly in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, everybody's talking about it. So you're going to see, unfortunately, screenwriters, directors, actors, actresses trying to cash in on that. Now, you can look at it as positive as, well, we're starting to see some of our characters come to life. That is a positive. That's the thing that I look most forward to. But on the other side of things, you have to take into consideration that people are now in a position to be able to hijack some of the characters and not do them justice, which is why you're hearing some of these silly rumors regarding maybe Magneto, that whole retcon and him becoming being Jew, Holocaust survivor. That's too much these days for whatever reason. I guess that's not allowed. Now that's not enough. That struggle, being able to relate to that, if you want to make him a villain that you can sympathize with, that enough isn't, that's or more so, that isn't enough. He's not a person of color generally, like you would understand. So they're looking to go out of their way. Granted, there is mountains and mountains. I mean, Marvel puts out an encyclopedia with thousands of characters that they can choose from that are what you would call, or could be cast by, persons of color. But instead of doing that, focusing on those characters, bringing those to light, what are they doing? Trying to, again, hijack characters that are established, that have grown for decades. Obviously, characters these guys they never created. So here we are. hijack them. They realize that people recognize them. Let's use them to either promote our ideological nonsense, political nonsense, social nonsense, or preferences, which is all, that's what it is. It's not even organic in terms of the diversity efforts that they're pushing for. It's just, well, I want to signal, why don't we go out of our way to take characters that people recognize, just make these funky versions of them that have gender and race swaps that are totally unnecessary, totally uncalled for. Certainly when you got access media and you got all these loser sort of YouTubers as well, and media sites that, post this sort of clickbaity kind of stuff. They love this. It gets everybody talking, and they love the idea of being able to make these changes, and they use these excuses such as, well, race isn't important to the character. Race isn't important to the character. Maybe they were the best character or best person for that role. Yes, some Hayek playing Ajax is just, that makes all the sense of the world. She was the best that they could find. Get out of my face. But why guys like myself get so irritated by this nonsense is because we finally are living in a world, certainly people that I'm still in my 20s, right? So there's people way older than me that's been in these comics way longer than I have that are like, man, we're seeing these worlds come to life now. And now, back in the day, even when I was in school, you used to get made fun of for being into comics and anime and stuff like that. Now it's the cool thing to be into, right? So ironically, some of those same people I remember from school are now like these just big Marvel Cinematic Universe fans. But that's neither here nor there. But you're getting all these new folks, and they think that, unfortunately, it's okay because they don't read and they don't own any of these comics. They don't care about the retcons or anything. Everything that they know about these characters, or it's what they learn from a YouTube video or a fandom website that they Googled 5 minutes before they posted whatever comment that they posted, saying that it's okay for there to be a race change. It makes sense. And then they try to do all these mental gymnastics of why, unfortunately, you can't keep Magneto as a Holocaust survivor. That'd be too old. I mean, yes. I mean, these guys are mutants. You couldn't possibly try to use that portion and that element of the character to be like, well, maybe that's why they're old and why they're aging or age slower than the average human being. Never mind that. It's very easy to do that. But they are so dead set on trying to hijack these characters, and this more so goes on the back end of things. It's not an organic thing. It's a thing that they can do to signal. But unfortunately, I think what's going to end up happening is you're going to get a lot of fans turned off by this idea, certainly once the gimmick is up, because the gimmick ain't going to last that much longer. You had a perfect opportunity when you want to start pushing for these cornballish efforts with the whole Captain Marvel thing. You slid it, the perfect marketing, you slid it right in between Endgame, Infinity War, had the promotional schemes like, hey, you got to see this. She's the strongest person in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the most powerful, according to Feige, and the most popular. So everybody's like, oh, well, we got to go check this movie out. And then come to find out, it was pointless for her to be there. She was at the beginning of the movie, then at the end of the movie. But it was a shoehorn. Perfect. But that ain't going to last for an extended period of time if you are prioritizing the fact that, well, we want female heroes. We want black heroes. We want all of these heroes. Like, you're putting that over the story itself. So the story is always going to be lacking because you're working backwards. You're not working towards an organic way of, all right, we're bringing in this characters. It makes sense for the storyline we're trying to develop and so forth. And we know that that's not the case because you've told us. You've told us this is what you guys are highlighting. Marvel Cinematic Universe, Kevin Feige, Victoria Alonso. Well, you told us. So here we are. But Black Magneto, you don't need me to tell you it's stupid, though I will tell you it's stupid. You don't need me to tell you that. I hope you know that. But on a serious note, man, it's just got old real fast. The whole, we're going to go out of our way to cast people. And this is what, again, guys on the back end of things, or the background, the people that want to cast, the directors and screenwriters and such. These fools aren't even, remember I did a video talking about that one screenwriter, Black Widow screenwriter, who literally admits in an interview that she wasn't even into superhero comics. superhero movies or anything like that until she got on with Marvel. So this is what's happening. It's a hijack. It's a straight up hijack in which they are seeing this opportunity, almost as a cash grab or opportunity to be it's popular, right? So whatever way that they may, be it in a cash grab, which, whatever, get your money, but more so because people are looking forward to it, expecting it. You now have a platform, and that's all they're using this as their political and social platform. So they think that they're telling you, some of these guys are telling you, man, I ain't know anything about this. I don't care. But the people care. So now I might as well care to, use this as my political platform, social platform. This is what's happening. It got old real fast. It got old real early, but I'm just tired of it, man. Like this, it's just, and I wish, and maybe I'll do a video talking about how even behind the scenes, when it comes to like the Marvel, even in the comics, and that it ain't as cut and dry as you might think it is. Like they might talk about this diversity nonsense, but it ain't really what you guys think it is. We'll save that for a different video. However, the whole sloppy seconds, we're gonna give you characters that everybody already knows exist, has decades upon decades of lore, decades upon decades of storytelling and such. We know that you know the character. We're gonna race swap. We're gonna gender swap instead of just using the ones that already exist or creating a new one. Oh, that just be too difficult. What's the point of basing it off? This always trips me out. It's a different universe, is what they always say. The normies, that is, that the arrogant ones, not my fans, not those normies. You are the best kind of normies. I'm talking about the ones that are very, very arrogant. It's a different universe. So they say they can do whatever they want. And I'm just sitting back like, well, that doesn't make any sense. What's the point of using the comic book character? If you're not going to at least respect the source material, shirt on sale over at Teespring if you want that. But you can at least respect the source material. No, you don't have to tell the exact same story. Nobody's expecting that. This is a straw man position. That's you got straw man in the position. Nobody says it has to be exactly like the comics. Though if it was, you wouldn't care either way it went. It's new to you. You're a normie. Wouldn't matter. They told the exact same story in one of these books. It wouldn't matter. And over the last, 10 years, that's what they've been doing. Taking major storylines, Infinity Gauntlet arc, Infinity, Infinity Gauntlet, you got Age of Ultron, all that stuff from the source material with some changes. But they're at least referencing it. That's what made it great. Doesn't mean you have to tell the same exact story. Nobody's expecting that. But you can at least respect the source material. And you don't respect the source material by dangling these classic characters and saying, we are going out of our way to find a person of color, or we're going out of our way to gender swap. And that's what they are. Make no mistake, going out of their way. There's no shortage of black or white characters. There's no shortage of black or white actors at all. Certainly now dying to play a part in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There is no shortage from A to Z list. No shortage. So if they cast a person that is like a white character as a black character, or a black person, and have a black person playing that role, best believe they went out of their way to do it that way. They said, we are going to cast somebody that does not look like that character, or is not the race or gender of that character like they've been classically depicted. We're going out of our way to do that. And I just wish they'd stop. It's lazy. Check this out. I am back streaming on Twitch. Obviously, gaming. So, if you just watched this video, you should go follow me over there. Twitch.tv/YoungRipper59. It's the same thing. Young Ripper 59. I'll see you over there.